Hello pandas of the internet, my name is Panda-chan. I am a full-time artist-ish, a part-time cosplayer, and recently I had a chance to get around to watch the amazing digital circus. We planned to watch it with friends, but the watch party kept getting rescheduled. Nevertheless, we finally got around to watching it, and it was a whole bunch of fun. So today, I wanted to draw the cast from memory. So, grab a sketchbook and some tea and join me in doing some art. Before we begin, I do want to say that I'm not sure if there will be any major spoilers, but I'll give a spoiler warning just in case. You should definitely go watch the show before watching this video, or at least after, if your interest will be piqued. This originally started as a simple doodle in my sketchbook, which then turned into me wanting to draw the full cast for a little sticker sheet. One of my friends really likes the show, and I think it would be a cute gift. For those who may not know, The Amazing Digital Circus is an animated series here on YouTube from the talented creator Gooseworks. It's made by Glitch Productions, who made another very popular series, Murder Drones. The show follows 6 people trapped in a digital circus, which, from the name is implied, as they are sent on various fun and strange adventures by the AI that oversees the game or the program they're all trapped in. It's just the type of content I enjoy, creepy and cute and filled with charming characters. The show just makes you want to know more about the world and what exactly is going on in it. Now, as for my art, after I watched the show, I wanted to draw each character from memory, like I said. The designs of each character are really simple and memorable, so I didn't think it would be as much of a challenge as it turned out. To start off, I sketched everyone out on my canvas and then focused on drawing each character individually, trying my best to remember how they look in the show. First up was of course the main jester herself, Pomni. She made a very big impression from the first moment she appeared and has become an instant meme. Her reactions to the surroundings are incredibly funny. Her overall features are simple and eye-catching, and with her primarily being designed with a primary color scheme, I thought I had her design in the bag. I did get a lot of features right: her hair shape, her round sleeves and pants. I also remembered that she has gloves and little pom-poms on her shirt. I made her hat oversized on purpose as a stylistic choice. But I did make her colors too dark and missed some other details on her outfit. Like her gloves have more detail than I put in them, and she has little gold details on the top of her pants, which I think is for ease of animation, but overall I do think I did okay. Next up was Gangle. She is a very simple and cute character. Her design consists of a mask that perpetually cries and a red ribbon. The character kinda hits close to home. As someone who has depression myself, it does feel like you can only put on a happy mask on occasion, which cracks and breaks at the slightest jolt. And also, the episode of them working in the fast food place kinda made me feel called out, as I work in a bar myself. I think I did a pretty good job at remembering how Gangle looked, and the only hiccup was that I used the wrong shade of red. But hey, that's okay, and she still looks adorable. After that, I drew one of the easiest characters in the show, Bubble. A soap bubble, I think, with teeth and eyes. It kinda resembles a chain chomp from Super Mario. The reason I drew Bubble first is that I needed to mentally prepare myself for what comes next, as I was tackling the ringmaster himself, Kane. Kane has a really big personality. He is loud, impulsive, and filled with showmanship. I really do feel like he is doing his best to keep everyone in the circus happy, even if sometimes his attempts are misguided. As of now, we don't really know how or why he was programmed like that, or the purpose of the circus in general, but one thing is for sure, he is really entertaining to watch. I was really worried about how best to pose him, as it is a challenge, and the fact that although simple in theory, drawing him from memory is quite daunting. I forgot the details on his lapels, his bow and buttons, the gold on his tailcoat, and the colors were way off as well. I am glad that I remembered that he has gold in his design and that his eyes were two different colors, so I'm overall happy with how well I remembered him. Next up, I tackled Jax, my sister's and I am sure a lot of yours favorite character. He is mischievous, sassy, and sometimes kind of rude, but I do have to admit his shenanigans are really entertaining. I was honestly pretty confident with knowing how he looks, and how difficult is it to draw a purple lanky bunny? Well, as you can see, it's pretty difficult. I gave him a shirt and unbuttoned his overalls, and completely forgot to add his gloves, which is ridiculous. What cartoon rabbit does not have gloves? They all have to, it's in the rules. I also almost forgot to give him bunny feet, but changed it during the line art stage. His colors are off as well, but I'm not docking myself points for that, since they are close enough and I completely missed the mark on the coloring for the next character. The next character I drew was Ragatha. She is really kind-hearted. She tries her best to make Pomni feel comfortable and help her adjust to the circus, which I think is super sweet. She is also the character I liked the best when watching the pilot. And that is why I was super surprised I messed up so much when drawing her. The shade of her dress is completely wrong, as well as the details on it. The dress sleeves are incorrect and there is a belt type thing missing. Her eyes are swapped and I forgot how her hands should look. I completely messed up with her skin tone and the colors in general. Like I said, I do think it's surprising to see that this is the most complicated character for me to remember, since I genuinely like her so much. I did fix her, so I like how she turned out in the end. After drawing Ragatha, I was pretty disappointed with myself, so I was not ready at all to tackle the most complicated character to draw, so I decided to draw Kinger instead. This show makes it so easy to enjoy the characters, and I do think it would be repetitive if I just reaffirmed how much I like each and every one every time I draw them. But my gods, is Kinger so funny. The delayed surprise jumps he does, the forgetfulness, the genuine care and reassurance he gives Pomni in his moments of clarity. This is an incredibly charming and wonderful character. His design is simple, yet I did forget a couple of things, like the trim on the front of his robe. I also forgot the little details that an actual chess piece would have, and his hands. Or maybe I just didn't want to draw hands. No, I actually forgot them. Whoops. With Kinger done, it was time to move on to Zubul, the character with the most detail and the one I was hesitant to draw. I really enjoy them in the show. They are sarcastic and don't really want to participate in the adventures at all. Now, as for their appearance, it's a mix of different parts and limbs, and as far as I'm aware, they are meant to resemble a Mr. Potato Head, being able to change their limbs at will. And they change their appearance from episode to episode, so for that reason it was really difficult to remember how they actually look. While drawing Zubul from memory, I simplified them a bunch, to the point that it looks like some bootleg version of the character from AliExpress or something. I changed their eyes, their head, and their limbs. I forgot to add an additional wing and the accessory on their chest, but I did add a mouth, something that Zubul doesn't actually have. I honestly think that the only part I got somewhat right is the body shape, and even then I forgot it has a pattern. I feel like with a reference it turned out much better. But with that, the only thing left to do is to add a border and background to the characters, and we're all done with the cast. This was so much fun to draw, and it was an interesting challenge. But with that, we have come to the end of the video. Leave me a like, subscribe, and in the comments let me know which is your favorite character from the show, and have you watched it at all? I'll leave the link to the channel in the description, where you can find my social media links as well. If you want your character to be drawn, send me a message on Bluesky, link in the description. And with all of that being said, I will see you next time.